The flagship roller coaster of the park is coming and the entry plaza is growing. How that happened and how it turned out, you will see in the upcoming episode right after the intro. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to TTP Studios. And we're in episode 5. And if you're wondering why I am sounding a little bit different than in the other episodes, I've gotten sick. And it's not the best timing because tomorrow I'm leaving for Energylandia. When you're watching this, it's gonna be out on Saturday, so at this point, I am in Energylandia, probably standing in the rain because the weather forecast isn't pretty good. We're there for Friday and Saturday, and the weather forecast says Friday about 1 hour rain while we're in the park, and Saturday is like flipped, and there's like 1 hour of the day where it's not raining. So keep your fingers crossed for me that I'm not getting super soaked and even more sick. But yeah, we are in episode 5, and as you can see, we're not in the Stranger Things area. We are at the entrance, and today we are building the first part of the main plaza, the entrance plaza, inside the entrance. So not the main plaza at the lake that you can see behind there. We're also adding a big roller coaster, and I'm putting it in right now. It is a B&M Hyper or Giga. I don't know what the full measurements are. But I said last episode that I want like a flagship roller coaster that weaves around the car park and as a parking lot and the bus station and the entrance that just adds a lot to the skyline of the park. And stay tuned for the final result because I think it turned out pretty cool. And also I want to thank all of you for watching my videos, and in the last week the channel has been growing pretty good, and I'm very thankful to everybody who watches my videos. We made a lot of new subscribers, and many people watch the videos, and we also have some comments. But before I get to that, I want to tell you there is still 80% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed, so be sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and leave some feedback in the comments. And speaking of comments, we have a lot of comments to check out together, since I am always replying to the comments in the comment section as well, but a little bit more detailed in the video. First comment from Reptile Hunter 227. Hi, I enjoy the content and I think I like the video style as it is. And what is your favorite coaster you've been on? That was a comment on the first episode of TTP Studios. And first of all, thank you for the kind words. And I think I've figured out now what speed of the time lapse is best for packing it out and packing in enough content to make the episode kind of interesting. And the favorite coaster I've been on is probably Terran at Phantasialand, because it just works so well with the scenery, and the second launch is just insane. I haven't ridden that many coasters yet. My count is somewhere at 40 or something. But I've done some cool coasters, and Terran is definitely up there. Also up there is Shambhala at Portaventura in Spain. That's also a pretty cool coaster, but I was like, I don't know, 13 years old or something when I wrote that. So it's just a vague memory. But I like that. And as you can see, it's kind of the same style as Shambhala. So just a up and down, much airtime roller coaster that we're building in the background right now. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Of course, Fly is also very well themed, but I'm not too big of a fan of those flying coasters, the position and the restraints. It just doesn't suit my body very much. And the next comment is also from Reptile Hunter in the second episode with the Creel House. Maybe in Starcourt Mall, if you add a dark ride, you can add a battle scene with a mind flare thing with explosions and cool stuff like that. And amazing video. Also, thank you again for the great feedback. And I haven't opted for another dark ride because we already have a dark ride in the Hawkins Lab. If you haven't seen that, be sure to check out episode 1. And I've added the family coasters you've seen last episode that we're also gonna name this episode. So stay tuned for that. I'm planning on adding a mind flayer somewhere in the Stranger Things area for sure, because it's just one important piece of the lore of Stranger Things. So yeah, coming to the next comment from Sam Van Dorst 584, just commenting, you're the best. Thanks a lot. I think I'm definitely not the best in Planet Coaster building or whatever. I just hope you enjoy my videos. So thank you so much for the kind words. Next up is from MotoVIE9905 again. I think it's the second or third comment already. Thanks a lot for returning to my videos and commenting. I think Starcourt Express, like you said, would be a good name. So he's talking about the family launch coaster in the Starcourt Mall. Yeah, as I said, the coaster will be named a little bit later, but thanks for the feedback, and we'll see what it will be. Next comment is from Stephanie, also a returning commenter. Thanks a lot. I would have loved to see a little ice cream store in the building like the one Steve and Robin used to work in, but nevertheless, great build. Starcourt Express sounds perfect for it. Be sure to stay until the real-time part, because we have a little something to check out in the Starcourt Mall. I might have read that comment and instantly added an ice cream shop to it, but you will see all that in the real time. The next comment is from Tim Winton N3Y, or Nay, I don't know. I hope I'm pronouncing all the names correct. Also on the Krill House video. He said, the speed is much better now. I like the look of this house very much. So yeah, thanks a lot for the great feedback. As I said, I think I figured it out now, what speed is good. Next comment from Lena Moller, 1058. Wow, I love it. Thanks a lot. Those comments where you just tell me that you like the build are making my day. Because I'm really putting a lot of time and effort into those builds. So seeing that just puts a smile on my face. And the next comment from Tom and Joe Unleashed 3 is, your channel is great. First of all, thanks a lot. And secondly, another name suggestion, Galactic Launch. As I've said, I've decided for one already. So yeah, stay tuned for the real time, as I've said before. So yeah, those are the comments from this episode. So now we're focusing back on the building. Big shout out to everyone who commented. You're all gonna be added to the wall of commenters, of course. But as you can see, we are building the first building of the entrance plaza, or the second part of the entrance plaza. And it's a little gift shop, a merchandise store where you can just get your TTP Studios shirts and whatever. And it took a lot of pieces but it also turned out great. Um, I also watched a lot of other Planet Coaster videos, of course, and this is the best thing I can say that helps your builds is just watching other videos and seeing a lot of different people build different houses, where you just get a lot of inspiration, or maybe someone else uses other pieces different than you do. Um, so yeah, I'm just using a lot of different build techniques on those houses that are coming in. And yeah, I think it's 4 houses that came in the end. So yeah, you can see all those decals coming in. I love those decal stickers because it's just adding so much depth to a wall, and it makes the whole building look way more alive, you could say. Maybe a little, like, I don't know the word for it, but not rusty, but some kind of that. Just a little used building, which just gives it more life, more character, and a lot of greenery. So we're now at the second house, which is going to be a little restaurant, an eatery. And I've used those canopies as main structure for the restaurant because it adds the little textile roof to it and some wooden beams as a structure. So I think that looks pretty good. And I'm also going to put in right now some lights, because I think lights are so underrated in that game. It just adds so much when you walk through your park and just turn off the light, the daylight, go through it at night, and your park is lit, which just makes it look very, very beautiful. And another wooden roof is coming in, and I really like the style of wooden roofs, which just adds another layer to your build. And I've said before that I'm going to Energylandia tomorrow, or I am at Energylandia when you're hopefully watching that video. And I am so looking forward to especially Sadra, because it will be my first ever RMC. And I am yet figuring out what other franchises or movies or TV shows are going to be in this park. So we have Stranger Things right now. I have one more in mind. But please leave your suggestion in the comments below if you have any ideas what TV show or series we could add to this park. Because I would love to build an RMC coaster, but it also has to kind of fit the theming. Because for example, if I don't know, go for a Cars area in the park, so like Cars, the Disney movie Cars, a RMC coaster just wouldn't quite fit in. So if you have any ideas on what theme we could add where an RMC coaster would fit, please leave that in the comments. This is the toughest voiceover I had to do yet, because I just need to cough like every 5 seconds, and I'm cutting that out, so starting to redo the voiceover. But I hope y'all don't realize that, and it just seems for you like a flowing conversation. Speaking of conversation, if you also have interesting coaster takes or theme park takes, you can also leave those in the comments below. I just love to talk about theme parks and different opinions, and there's nothing as a wrong opinion, so just leave your theme park takes and your favorite coasters, for example, in the comments below. And we are 2 minutes away from going into real time. And I'm saying that much. I think y'all are gonna enjoy the POV of the coaster we put in because it rides super smooth. But I also have to apologize up front because my PC is not handling the piece count very well. So I'm already getting some lags. Which adds to that is that I have opened the park for guests. So this is even worse for the PC, but I think it just makes more fun while building and playing if you have guests actually walking or using what you're building. So I hope y'all can look over the frame rate. Or it's not like it's super laggy, but I just have like lag spikes, I would call it, where the game is like freezing for half a second or something every 20-30 seconds. So it's not too bad, but considering we are not even done with one area of the park, it might be pretty hard in the later stages. So as you can see, the last building is going in, and it's the only building without a use from the front. It just has the queue for the coaster. And I also would do the same as last time. Please leave your name suggestion for the comments, for the coaster in the comments, so we can name this in the next episode. And speaking of the next episode, we are switching scenes and are making our way into the real-time segment of this episode. So yeah, we are in real time now. And as you can see, the skyline has changed of the park, and there's that big coaster going down. And as you can see, I have done a lot of custom supporting work, and it just adds way more realism. I don't know if all that is like structurally correct, but it's a game. So, let's look over this structural validation of it, okay? Yeah, and it's weaving around all here. There's the support still missing. I still need to do that, but it's coming. And we are at the wall of commenters, and I am gonna add all the names right now. So yeah, we are back at the wall of commenters, and once again I want to shout out Tom and Joe Unleashed 3, Tim Winton and 3Y, Sam Van Dorst 584, and Reptile Hunter 227. Thank y'all so much for commenting. So as you can see, we are now at the first part of the main plaza with the big coaster in the background. And I really like the look of it because it just seems like such a tiny but also big space at the same time. We're gonna add some more planters and trees here to make it even more green. And here you can see the restaurant with those lights at the tables. And oh, there goes the frame rate. And here you can get the ride photos. Here's actually the exit of the ride. There is the gift shop. We're also gonna add a little run to it. So yeah, but that's all coming in the future. And if we are going through here, we get to the entrance, and as you can see, there is no name, so please leave your name suggestions again in the comments. Oh, where's it going? Before we go on it, let's check. Oh my god, those autosaves are also killing the frame rate. So as you can see, we are looking at it at night, and it just, I think it looks awesome. We need some spotlights, maybe lighting this thing up also. And also need here some lights. But yeah, that part is fully lit. And there goes the frame rate again. And yeah, I really like those lights, and it just adds so much to the park. Yeah, so let's go queuing for the roller coaster. So yeah, let's enter the roller coaster, and as you can see, we're now going into that second part, a little kettle pen here with a King Coaster statue, and then a little outdoor section where you're just going around the coaster a bit, where you can actually see it. Where is it? It's not coming. And we're gonna need to add something on the back wall here, because this is just not good enough. Yeah, then you're going up. Jesus Christ, the frame rate. Up here and get another great look at the main lift hill and the first drop. I'm right next to the final brake run. Oh, speaking of the coaster car, we're going back down. This is all gonna be enclosed. And we are going out here, and as you can see into a little concrete chasm, chamber, whatever, where actually the first drop is taller than the coaster is, which is also at Hyperion and Energylandia, so the same. So I took a little inspiration from that. Well, yeah, let's keep going. Another kettle pen. We need to team going underneath the coaster. It's a bit, oh, I think it's enough space. And oh, onto the coaster. We are going to ride that, of course, in the front bumper view. There we go. And a little outer bank, another outer bank, and a teeny tiny airtime hill. So we have a pretty cool pre-lift segment here. Almost feels a little bit RMC, but yeah, I'm gonna skip that chain lift part. So welcome back at the top of the lift hill, having a good view over the park and going down the first drop, really creeping over the edge and then picking up the speed, getting some pictures taken. First pop-up flow to airtime right here. With ejector airtime, and then go into the first turnaround, which is also custom supported, but not fully yet, because I need to figure out what I want to do with the park. And since I forgot last episode to put in the workshop code for the parking lot, I'm gonna put it in right here. So if you want to get that blueprint, be sure to put in that code in the workshop. And we are having one more little flow to airtime moment and heading into kind of a mid-course, but it's pretty far in the end of the coaster. And going towards the final brake run block sections. And then we are exiting right here. Going down, it's all gonna be enclosed for, of course, and heading back to the main plaza through the gift shop. And now we are heading. Oh, there's some toilets there. If you need to do a little wee wee. So coming down the crest towards Hawkins, we have this coaster, which will be named Vecna's Lair. And it's not open yet because we still need to do a little queue and figure out where that is going. I'm gonna do that off cam. So as you can see, it's still testing. But we're going into the Starcourt Mall, and as you can see, the name of the coaster will be Starcourt Express. I've chosen it because 2 people commented it, or commented that should be the name. So yeah, thank you so much for the ideas, and we'll figure out a nice little logo for it. So as you can see, we are sitting on a little bench back at the main plaza of the entrance, and we are already at the end of the episode. Already is probably the longest episode yet in the series. But yeah, again, thank you all so much for watching and commenting and leaving your feedback. Over the last week, the channel has really made some improvement and grown a lot. So thanks to everybody who supports me, and just leave something in the comments if you're watching this right now, because it's a long video and it's not just something I take for common, or take it for granted or common. I hope you know what I want to say. So yeah, shout out to everybody who is still in here. And yeah, stay tuned for the next episode. We're going back to Hawkins, I can say that much. But be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell and everything, and keep that support going. Yeah, thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.